rasana manasi smrutyo kramena rasana manasi niyojya. Likewise, the tongue should always be trained, he is saying, to speak only of Krishna and to taste only Krishna prasad. So the two were covered. Then Srila Rupa Goswami further said, Tishtan Vraja. One should live in Vrindavan or any part of Vrajabhumi. Vrajabhumi or the land of Vrindavan is supposed to be 84 crores in area. 84 crores. That is 168 kilometers. Double. 1 crore is 2 kilometers. So 168 kilometers. 1 crore equals 2 square miles. When one makes Vrindavan his residence, he should take shelter of an advanced devotee there. You can underline this. In this way, one should always think of Krishna and his pastime. This is further elucidated by Srila Rupa Goswami in his Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Krishnam smaran janam chasya prishtham nija samihitam tat tat katharataschasav kuryat vasam braje sada. A devotee should always reside in the transcendental realm of Braja and always engage in Krishnam smaran janam chasya prishtham, the remembrance of Sri Krishna and his beloved associates. By following in the footsteps of such associates and by entering under their eternal guidance, one can acquire an intense desire to serve the Supreme Personality of God. So Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur has clarified that one can come permanently stay in Vrindavan, or if there is not possible, then one can think in the mind of Vrindavan always. But all that mind needs to be very pure also. Vishaya chadiya kabe shuddha habe mana kabe hama heribo Shri Vrindavan. When I give up the attachment to sense objects, then my mind will be purified. Vishaya chadiya kabe shuddha habe mana kabe hama heribo. Then always in my mind I will see Shri Vrindavan Dham. The heart has Krishna. Krishna never goes one step out of Vrindavan. Vrindavanam parityajya padam ekam na gacchati. Krishna always resides in Vrindavan. Even when Akrurji came and was taking Krishna Balaram, when they took bath at Akrur Ghat, what happened? The Vrindavan Krishna remained in Vrindavan only. He went, Akrurji took only Vasudeva Krishna to kill all the demons there. And Vrindavan Krishna remained in Vrindavan only, but he did not manifest himself. He remained in Bhava stage. And all those who were in love with Krishna, they experienced him at every moment for all their lives. So Krishna never leaves Vrindavan. Similarly, pure devotee's heart itself is Vrindavan. That's why Krishna always resides in his heart. So one should take shelter of such a pure devotee. And one should follow. So if one cannot go to Vrindavan, one should purify his mind under the guidance by taking shelter of pure devotee. Then he will always see Vrindavan. Kabe hama heribo, Shri Vrindavan. Prabhupada was once taken through, he went for morning walk. After morning walk, when they were going to car, somehow Prabhupada entered through slum area of New York. So that was bad area, slums. But then the devotee, because he was in front and devotees were slightly behind, they were wondering, now we cannot turn him also the other way. What to do? So they started following behind him only. And it was not so good area. Prabhupada was walking. Then after crossing the whole area, they asked forgiveness. Prabhupada, please forgive us. We brought you through slums area. Prabhupada said, slums? It is Vaikuntha. The pure devotee is always in Vrindavan. He never thinks of anything else. So we should follow pure devotees. Again, Srila Rupa Goswami states in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, Seva sadhaka rupena siddha rupena chatrahi tad bhavalipsuna karya brajalokānusārataha. In the transcendental realm of Brajadham, one should serve the Supreme Lord, Sri Krishna, with a feeling similar to that of his associates. And one should place himself under the direct guidance of a particular associate of Krishna and should follow in his footsteps. This method is applicable both in the stage of sadhana, spiritual practices, executed while in the stage of bondage, and in the stage of sadhya, God realization, when one is siddha purusha, or a spiritually perfect soul. So two stages, sadhaka, deha, and sadhya, or siddha purusha. So we are currently in the sadhaka's body, so there we should take guidance of pure devotee spiritual master, and slowly our swarupa will be revealed, who you are in Golok Vrindavan, and you will make a particular eternal associate of Lord Sri Krishna as your hero or heroine, in case the associate is in female body. Like those who are in Vatsalya Ras, for them maybe Yashoda Mata will be their heroine, or some other gopi, or some other Manjari. And those who are in Sakhya Ras, for them maybe Sridama, Sudama, or some Bal friend of Krishna. Those who are in Madhuri Ras, maybe some gopi, like that. So different people will have different heroes according to their rasa. That will all happen automatically. Don't worry too much. Don't take tension. I was till now was wondering about the placement in IIT Dhanbad. अभी यहाँ भी placement आ गया. अभी तो बहुत dangerous लग रहा है. और पेमेंट तो फिर भी कुछ नहीं है. पेमेंट मिलेगा प्रभु से. तो यहाँ का प्लेसमेंट बहुत बढ़िया है कि नहीं? अगर ये सुनेंगे आप तो आप वो IIT धनबाद वाला प्लेसमेंट भूल जाएंगे. So stay connected. Okay. Got it? Any question? Then we'll discuss 2-3 more, 2 paragraphs. Yes.
So as here it is stated by Goswami that one should reside in Vrindavan or any part of Braj. But you previously told that only devotee should reside in so how it is
That one should be said understood, and he is very elevated. कौन सी तन नाम रूप चरितादि सुकीर्तन, बहुत अच्छा कीर्तन कर रहे क्या आप भगवान के नाम रूप गुण लीला का अनुस्मृति, आपका रिमेम्बरेंस ऑफ कृष्णा बहुत बढ़ गया है क्या? रसना मनसी नियोजन, आपका टंग इररेजिस्टिबली चैंटिंग हरे कृष्णा 24 आवर्स अ डे. हाँ, तो फिर उसके बाद है ना वो तिष्ठन ब्रज, उसके लिए है वो, जिसके लिए ये सब है उसके लिए तिष्ठन ब्रज है. उसको वृंदावन में रहना है, ऑटोमेटिकली वो वृंदावन में ही रहेगा हमेशा, उसका माइंड. समझ रहे ना? क्या आपने टिकट तो बुक नहीं किया ना मथुरा का? प्रभु थोड़ा देखो, लोकल में ऑनलाइन टिकट हो सकता है. देवती यहाँ गेट पे खड़ा कर दो, नाइट गार्ड वगैरह, कब का है ट्रेन देखना पड़ेगा. जा नहीं सकते आप वृंदावन. ये सब करेंगे तो जा सकते, माइंड ही चला जाएगा आपका वृंदावन. चिंता मत कीजिए, हो जाएगा ना. यहाँ के प्लेसमेंट के लिए भी टेंशन मत कीजिए. यहाँ के यानी वृंदावन के. So where should I place myself? गोधन, नंदगांव, परसना. ये प्रस्कंदन कुंड क्या है? द्वादश आदित्य टीला थोड़ा अच्छा लग रहा है. 12 संत. वैसे भी मेरा बॉडी कफ का है, हमेशा ठंडी लगता ही रहता है, तो द्वादश आदित्य टीला शायद अच्छा रहेगा. ऐसा सब मत सोचिए. मंडेन कंसेप्शन इन होली प्लेस ऑफ वृंदावन. थोड़ा सावधानी से. अपना सब हुआ क्या? उत्साह, निचा, अत्याहार वगैरह सब चला गया नहीं? वो सब क्रॉस किया नहीं, डायरेक्टली आप वृंदावन का टिकट बुक कर रहे. ये सब होगा धीरे धीरे. अभी समझना है, सीखना है, एंड वी हैव टू नो दिस थिंग्स विल हैपन इन फ्यूचर. यस और नॉट? वाचो वेगम वहां से शुरू किया था ना, वो सब भूल गए क्या? सब कवर हो गया आपके सब 6 वेग, ऑल 6 वेगस आर कवर्ड, इज कंट्रोल्ड, and you have overcome all the unfavorable atoms of अत्याहार, प्रयास, प्रजल्प, and उत्साह निश्चय तो आपका तो हमेशा रहता ही है. और ददाति प्रतिग्रहण सब हो गए. मध्यम अधिकारी बन गए, फिर अदर कनिष्ठ अधिकारी यू आर पेइंग ओबेसेस इन द माइंड एंड ऑल दैट, है कि नहीं? एंड प्योर डिवोटीज यू नेवर सी एनी डिफेक्ट इन द बॉडी. एंड देन अविद्या आपका कब का चला गया? 7वें वर्ष का. They are always chanting Hare Krishna, किंतु आदरात अनुदिनम रोज ले रहे हैं आप, and with great respect. Avidya is uprooted and from the root. 7 वर्सेस होने के बाद 8th वर्ष में पहुंचता है. ये सब सीक्वेंस में है, ठीक है ना? बुरा मत मानिए. जब हो जाएगा तो मुझे बताइए, मैं आपको टिकट बुक कर दूंगा. हमारे पुणे NVCC वृंदावन चंद्र की तरफ से कर देंगे टिकट. ठीक है. Any other question apart from when to book ticket to Vrindavan? Yes.
Hare Krishna. Prabhu, you told that you gave an example about that devotee who was giving three classes per day. I mean, he's very sincere about that. But after that, he left ISKCON. He joined someone else. So and also you are talking about that the Brajavasis are very pure. So if, for example, for that devotee is leaving ISKCON but he is taking shelter of Brajavasi, on that point, as our we should see that person as a he's a fall down
But
case.
first of all, I did not say that he joined some Brajavasi.
No, I'm asking Guruji, that if something it happens like that, if he joins some Brajavasi or some other sampradayas devotees also, there are bona fide devotees also. So in that case, we should see that person is a fall down case, or
You have to analyze everything. Which sampradaya? Is it out of the 4 sampradayas, some other 3 sampradayas? In that Shri Sampradaya, people never make Vrindavan as the goal. So they are different. So we have to analyze everything. Then we will have to decide. But first and foremost, according to scriptures, one cannot give up the shelter of one's guru. So how did he give up the shelter of his guru in ISKCON? That guru is well situated in Prabhupada's organization. So how did he break the Vedic rule of never leaving the shelter of one's guru?
If he finds that somebody is...
You know that story already we discussed. The head went and he said, no, you have offended your guru. So this is the biggest offense, giving up one's guru when the guru is well situated in bhakti.
Okay. Then he can take his guidance, and after that...
Automatically it will happen. You don't have to worry.
And if that person is doing this, if you are telling them a fall down case, that time it is not an offense, right?
No, what? Again repeat.
Like if that happens like that, he's leaving his he's leaving his guru and going to a different place, and we are telling that this person went to a fall down case. So we are depicting this like that. We are presenting this like that. Is it a fall down or?
His guru rejected him, so what more than that?
Is it an offense to him or something?
No, I did not mention. You tell me who is that person. Do you know? You don't know. None of you know. I never took the name. I know his name.
Okay.
I have heard many lectures from him. But I never told the name. So none of you will know that name. So I am just telling the case study. And personally, if I meet him, I will pay obeisances and say Hare Krishna. I will not associate with him because he has given up his guru, guru has given him up. And he associated with some Babas and he got debated. How will I associate with him? But I will always give respect. Keep distance, pay obeisances. Keep distance, pay obeisances. Keep distance, pay obeisances. Amanina, manana. We should always respect others. For that matter, Mayavadi Sannyasi also, when we see, what do? We pay full prostrated Ashtanga Pranam. But we don't associate with him because he has all the danger. Krishna Dvesh is there in his mind and he'll speak it out.
Is that thing can happen that a person is, everybody have a different kind of mood now. So if person is finding that Sri Sampraday's mood is connecting with him. So
then why did he come to ISKCON? So long he heard here and he he became 16 rounder, he took a his guru. Now how after so many years he got attracted to Sri Sampradaya? Then in the first place why he took Diksha in ISKCON? He could have been a regular visitor, everything he could attend, but he should not have got Diksha, no, initiation from Guru. Who is forcing? Nobody is forcing him. So one has to, that's why one should take time, his own time, before Diksha. One should think. First and foremost is कौन सा संप्रदाय? गुरु बाद में, पहले संप्रदाय. मतलब ब्रह्म माधव गौड़े संप्रदाय और श्री संप्रदाय. In case confusion in the book. Then let's say he chooses Sri Sampradaya. Then there is no question of taking initiation from any of ISKCON gurus. No question. No ISKCON Guru will give him Diksha. But if he decides ISKCON, Paramahansa Bodhisattva, then there are so many Gurus, he can choose one. After taking time, after carefully observing, that means hearing from different Gurus, then he can decide whom I am inspired the most. Yes.
So let's suppose some like one devotee who is was not knowing about ISKCON and Prabhupada, and he took initiation from other sampradaya, and after that he got to know about Prabhupada, and he was he aspired to take initiation.
Yes, if that sampradaya is not bona fide, that means other three sampradaya, he can be initiated in ISKCON. If he is following all the rules and regulations given by Prabhupada, and if that Guru will accept him.
If the sampradaya is like bona fide.
Now, if he is from any of the three sampradayas, generally ISKCON Guru will not accept. Or if his Guru from there has fallen down or something, that will be all analyzed by the Guru only. Gurus must have been told by GBCs which all cases to accept and when not. But you don't worry, ना, why to suppose? हम तो ऐसे केस में है नहीं ना. We directly came at the lotus feet of Prabhupada. Why to suppose? Supposing then 10 billion things can be supposed.
I met with one devotee.
So connect him to president of ISKCON temple, or Gurus also he can hear from ISKCON Gurus. If he is inspired from some Guru or something, or he can directly go to Guru and ask that, Maharaj, I was already initiated in such and such thing, maybe one of the three sampradayas, but such and such thing happened, so I am now inspired by ISKCON. So will I be given initiation by ISKCON Guru? I cannot answer this because I don't know, and I am not Guru in ISKCON. Gurus must be given some guidelines, as I understand. Before they are made Guru, they must be told, okay, ठीक है आप दीक्षा दे सकते हैं, लेकिन ये कैटेगरी के लोगों को दीक्षा नहीं दे सकते. वो उनको क्लियर होगा. Understand? Introducing to some ISKCON Guru. Any other?
Your Brajvasis are very exalted. Means in previous lifetime they would be like pure devotees, or they are directly coming from Guru.
How does it matter to you? Whatever it is. I have heard that after one gets pure devotee and he becomes pure devotee, he is born on the planet, on that place where Krishna is performing his pastime, through the womb of Brajvasis. So he is Pakka original Brajvasi. That is like apprenticeship. They get trained and then they go to Golok Vrindavan. But the pujaris who have been serving the deities, they don't have to take birth on such a planet where Krishna is. They can be directly transported to Golok Vrindavan. We don't have to worry about it. Others, see, all of you keep analyzing like that, then there are million ways we can think. व्रजवासी पहले कौन थे पिछले में, मैं कौन था, मैं आगे क्या बनूंगा, इतना सब. You understand? You should have faith. Now I am going back to Godhead. इतना एनालिसिस तो मैंने तो नहीं सुना, आपने सुना है? ब्रजवासी पिछले जन्म में कौन थे, और वो ब्रजवासी भी कौन है पहले वो देखना पड़ेगा. वो ऑटो वाला जो आपका बिहार का जो पैसे कमाने के लिए गया 10 साल से, वो ब्रजवासी नहीं है. Those who are born from ब्रजवासी generations के लिए वो ब्रजवासी. हम भी ब्रजवासी बनेंगे, हालांकि पूना बॉम्बे ये धनबाद से है, यही से यहाँ से भी हैं, but by following pure devotee Srila Prabhupada and his associates. Okay.
Prabhupada said that the hawks, monkeys, dogs in the Vrindavan, they did some offense or there's following some illicit connection something, so they take birth in that. So if someone is living from Bihar or Jharkhand in Vrindavan, so it's a good position. He may be after next birth he may be dog, hog, and after that he go back to God.
It is not so easy to be born as a dog, hog, and that also is something. One has done lot of devotional service, But some mistake he might have done, fallen prey to some illicit connection. Then he'll be dog, hog and all, he will come.
But
Just
someone
like that,
someone is living from here to Vrindavan.
so he has all the opportunity to make lot of progress, but he has lot of danger of committing offense. One offense in Vrindavan is multiplied by 1000 times. Effect will be 1000 times. You understand? Very careful we have to be. I have personal experience. Vrindavan, one small offense you do, you get a heavy reaction. That is not the case with Mayapur. It's Audarya Dham. But Vrindavan, I have to be extremely careful. Likewise, Radha Krishna, that's what Prabhupada said. We should not worship our ISKCON deities as Radha Krishna. We should worship them in the mood of Lakshmi Narayan, with awe and reverence. Because Radha Krishna is not so easy. You may become Sahajiyal and think, अरे तो मेरे friend है दोनों. Krishna is my boyfriend and Radharani is my girlfriend. This you cannot do like that. You cannot become Sahajiyal. Should we read? Okay, next two, last two. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur has commented as follows upon this verse that Seva Sadhaka Rupani. One who has not yet developed interest in Krishna consciousness should give up all material motives and train his mind by following the progressive regulative principles, namely chanting and remembering Krishna and his name, form, quality, pastimes and so forth. In this way, after developing a taste for such things, one should try to live in Vrindavan. That Prabhu's question. After developing taste. In this way, after developing a taste for such things, all this reading, hearing, chanting, one should try to live in Vrindavan and pass his time constantly remembering Krishna's name, fame, pastimes and qualities under the direction and protection of an expert devotee. So none of the ISKCON gurus I have seen sending their disciples to Vrindavan for that reason. If Seva is there in our Krishna Balram temple or in overall Vrindavan for preaching etc., Oshana, its need, then the guru will send. Otherwise they don't send. They tell wherever you are in the world, you preach there. Like that. None of the gurus. In fact, if the disciple is found to be in Vrindavan for more time, guru, I have heard they chastise. His holiness Gopal Krishna Maharaj chastise. Prabhupada would chastise. So what are you doing in Vrindavan? Prabhupada, I came for some seva. Is that seva over? Yes. So then what are you doing? Go back. Go back to your place. Because in Vrindavan, one offense is multiplied by 1000 times. Very dangerous place for conditioned souls. For those whose hearts are impure. Those who have that offensive mentality. Only pure souls can reside in Vrindavan without committing offenses, and then they will earn so much of grace of Vrindavan Dham. They will be able to see Vrindavan everywhere. Prabhupada also, our founder Acharya, left Vrindavan, Radha Damodar temple. What better than that? You all have seen, how many have you seen Prabhupada's room, the Radha Damodar temple? How close it is to Damodar, isn't it? You just come out, just 1 or 2 steps down, you walk and you climb those 5-6 steps. And if you want to go, otherwise just come out of the room and stand there, you directly see all the deities. And Prabhupada left that prized, choicest, best choice place to spread Vrindavan Dham's glories all over the world. So we should not try to, prematurely we cannot achieve anything. This is the sum and substance of all instruction regarding the cultivation of devotional service. His Holiness Radha Swami Maharaj also, I have heard, I don't know which year, 92, 93. It seems some devotees were, whatever you can say, spoiled. They were thinking of going to ye dham chalo, wo dham chalo, ya Vrindavan chalenge. So Maharaj speaks in his lecture. So those devotees, that is not proper. Maharaj says for you all, you should come to Radha Gopinath temple every Sunday for Sunday feast lecture and associate with devotees, chant Hare Krishna, dance in Kirtan and take prasad with them, serve prasadam. This is our pilgrim site. Shri Radha Gopinath temple is our Vrindavan. This is our Mayapur. This is our everything. We don't have to give up all this and go anywhere else. And we will not, just imagine now all of you are in Vrindavan. Radha Kund के तट पे हर एक झोपड़ी वगैरह दिया है, फ्लैट तो नहीं दे सकते इस काम के लिए आप खुद कोई तभी now what will you do? It is what? 4 o'clock in the afternoon. What is next plan? You are all in Vrindavan and Radhakund. What will you do?
Sleeping.
पेड़ में गया आपके स्लीपिंग बहुत गर्म होगा वो राधाकुंड पे तट पे भगवा महादावाग्नि एक्सपीरियंस होगा आपको बहुत गर्म वृंदावन इज वेरी हॉट इन समर व्हाट विल यू डू ओके नाउ 2 hours आर ओवर 6 PM अभी आपको भूख लगा है डिनर नहीं है उधर वॉइस में जो बनता है उधर तो कुछ वॉइस नहीं है क्या करेंगे आप मधुकरी उधर मिलेगा कुछ सूखा रोटी बहुत हार्ड रहता है बाटी वगैरह और वो देंगे एक आध दूसरा अनलिमिटेड सर्विंग नहीं रहेगा फिर क्या करेंगे रात को कैसे सोएंगे पेट खाली है थोड़ा मिल्क नहीं है उधर रात में मॉर्निंग प्रोग्राम इज नॉट देयर गलती से उड़ भी गए आप 4 बजे वगैरह 4:30 को there is no Mangalati. What will you do? And there is no devotees around.
Again go to sleep.
Go to sleep. So you understand the difficulty?
No, it is easy to stay in Vrindavan than stay in association of devotees.
Easy to stay in Vrindavan.
Yes. Because in Vrindavan there is no purification, it is mind's purification. But in association, you will get more purified, will get and
So which is better, Vrindavan or this voice?
voice is better.
Ah, okay. You are in line. I earlier the way I understood you is better to be in Vrindavan. I was wondering इतना सब डिटेल्स बताने के बाद ऐसे कैसे okay good anybody else who is thinking of booking ticket to Vrindavan online or offline ठीक है तो fine ना go ahead in the neophyte stage how many of you feel you are in neophyte stage तो हमारे लिए प्रभुपाद ने अगला बॉम्ब डाला ही है In the neophyte stage, one should always engage in hearing Krishna Katha. This is called Shravana Dasha. Dasha means stage. The stage of hearing. One should always engage in hearing Krishna Katha. Afternoon also somebody was saying, that also I was surprised, that in the night we should not put on lecture and sleep. It is offense to pure devotee. It is not offense. Our soul is hearing. It should not disturb other sleeping devotees. So its volume should be very less. Our best is earphone. But only thing is earphones also in the night. Either your sleep may get disturbed if it is loud. Sometimes like His Holiness Sundarshyam Maharaj tells, and then the devotee chanted Hare. So the volume level rises. So in the sleep, if it so close to eardrums, the earphone. So it could be one has to be extremely careful of that. If it is disturbing other devotees, then it is not good. Otherwise, one should hear. If you are sleeping alone and your sleep is not disturbed, you can put on lecture of pure devotee and hear it. One should always engage in hearing Krishna Katha. This is called Shravan Dasha, the stage of hearing. By constantly hearing the transcendental holy name and pastimes, holy name of Krishna and hearing of his transcendental form, qualities and pastime, one can attain the stage of acceptance called Varana Dasha. One accepts, yes, this is life, this is very good, just see this Yashoda, just see this Sri Rama, how much they love Krishna. So you accept, you make them as your kind of heroes, you get attracted. When one attains this stage, he becomes attached to the hearing of Krishna Katha. Till now he was only as a regulation, the austerity or whatever it is told, so he is doing. So he will now develop attachment to hearing of Krishna Katha. When one is able to chant in ecstasy, he attains the stage of Smaranavastha, the stage of remembering. So, Shravana Dasha, then Varana Dasha, acceptance. And then third is Smaranavastha, same only, Dasha Avastha, same. The stage of remembering. So one will reach that. Even if you are alone and like that, if no other service, you will automatically remember Krishna's name or qualities or pastimes or form. Something will come. automatically, because your mind has become purified by hearing so much constantly. 24 hours you are hearing about Krishna. Shrunvatah swakatha Krishna punya shravana kirtana hridayantastu abhadrani vidunoti surut satam. Krishna is the friend, well-wisher, heart-to-heart friend of his devotees. Surut satam, satam is devotees. And they are Shrunvatah swakatha, they are hearing Krishna's message. Then Krishna becomes very happy, because that message is purifying in itself. Shrunvatah swakatha Krishna punya shravana kirtana hridayantastu abhadrani. All the misgivings, unwanted things in your heart, abhadras, anarthas, Krishna will personally, vidhunoti. It is for Krishna. Krishna's job. Your job, 24 hours hearing. Krishna's job, cleansing your heart. So you should do your job. You should not think of Krishna's job. Krishna will do his job. You do your job properly. Don't think of controlling your mind and getting rid of another. You constantly hear, 24/7. Keep hearing, hearing, hearing. Then Krishna will cleanse your heart. Recollection, absorption, meditation, constant remembrance, and trance are the 5 items of progressive Krishna Smaran. So in Krishna Smaran, this will happen. Recollection. Because you have been hearing, 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 you will recollect. Just like I am taking revision. Because in the morning you have heard and we have been churning a lot. So you are able to recollect. Isn't it? So if you continuously keep hearing, 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 recollection will be easy. Recollection, then absorption, because so much recollection will be absorbed in it. Then meditation will happen. Just like for yogis it is said, dharana, dhyan, samadhi. So that is progressively higher. Dharana, dhyan, samadhi, isn't it? Last 3. Yam, niyam, asan, pratyahar, pranayam, dharana, dhyan, samadhi. So dharana means 12 seconds non-stop meditation on one thing. It's very difficult. Our mind is so much disturbed, so much unsteady. We cannot think of anything for 12 continuous seconds. But a yogi is able to do. So that is dharana. Then dhyan. 12/12 seconds. 144 seconds. How many minutes? Around 2.5 minutes. 2.5 minutes you are focused. Let's say on Hare Krishna Mahamantra. You are able to, no deviation, no disturbance. So much. That is dhyan. And then samadhi means 12/12 is around 25 minutes. Non-stop for 25 minutes you can be focused in hearing Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Nothing of the world exists for you. Whole material world remains somewhere in the background. You are unaware of it. You are only chanting and hearing. So that will happen to us in Krishna Katha also. Reconnection, absorption, meditation, constant remembrance. This is constant remembrance. And trance is like samadhi. Are the 5 items of progressive Krishna Smaran. At first, remembrance of Krishna may be interrupted at intervals, but later remembrance proceeds uninterrupted. You all will experience this, all of us. But for that, we have to do constant hearing. When the remembrance is uninterrupted, it becomes concentrated and is called meditation. When meditation expands and becomes constant, it is called anusmriti. That the English words earlier given, he is giving the Sanskrit words. This is one shloka by Rupa Goswami or Jiva Goswami somewhere. From there, Prabhupada has translated. He has given all this paraphrased thing there. From that only, that shloka only is being explained over here. It is anusmriti, that constant remembrance. By uninterrupted and unceasing anusmriti, one enters the stage of samadhi, which Prabhupada earlier said, trance, 5th one, or spiritual trance. After smarana dasha or samadhi has fully developed, the soul comes to understand his original constitutional position. That is called as Swarupa. What is your form in Golok Vrindavan? Who you are, you will realize. Just like you all know, you are students of IIT Dhanbad, you are the resident of the Dhanbad voice. You know, what, or maybe some of you are doing jobs, so you know you are trainee or what is the supervisor in such and such company. So like that you will know who you are in Golok Vrindavan. The soul comes to understand his original constitutional position, and that stage is called as Swarup Siddhi. At that time, he can perfectly and clearly understand his eternal relationship with Krishna. This is called Sampatti Dasha, the perfection of life. So, Shravana Dasha, then Varana Dasha, accepting, then Smaranavastha, and then which one? Hmm?
Smarana Dasha.
After that, Sampatti Dasha. So that Smaran, progressive Smaran is given there, all those in English words and Sanskrit words also properly. Chaitanya Charitamrita advises those who are neophytes to give up all kinds of motivated desires and simply engage in the regulative devotional service of the Lord. That is Vaidhi Sadhan Bhakti, according to the directions of Scripture. In this way, a neophyte can gradually develop attachment for Krishna's name, fame, form, qualities, and so forth. When one has developed such attachment, he can spontaneously serve the lotus feet of Krishna, even without following the regulative principles. This stage is called Raga Bhakti or devotional service in spontaneous love. So, such a devotee need not be seen following the rules the way we follow the etiquettes. He is very advanced. He is always in touch with Krishna. He has developed strong attachment. So, what may happen, like certain rules, the devotees in ISKCON will not do that. Even if they are so advanced, they will control their ecstasy, their thing, and they will set proper example for all of us. But sometimes, if they are seen, like lying down in temple hall in front of the deity, the pure devotee can lie down and look at Krishna because he may be in Sakhyaras, something like that. Or Vatsalyaras, like mother, father may lie down in front of the child, like that. But you may misunderstand, अरे ये etiquette के खिलाफ है, ऐसे कैसे इतने senior devotee सो गए temple hall में, ऐसे lying down is not allowed. In the night, sometimes shortage of place, so in temple hall, brahmachari sleep in some ISKCON temple. That is different because Lord has slept. But now darshan is on, how can somebody lie down like that and do like that? So, or sometimes he may enter in temple hall and directly he may go to the Lord and take darshan. He may not pay obeisances only. And he says, अरे ये क्या है? दरवाजे पे नॉक नहीं किया, वांछाकल्पतरु, पंचांग प्रणाम नहीं, प्रभुपाद को दंडवत नहीं, डायरेक्टली भगवान, और उधर भी कुछ अष्टांग प्रणाम कुछ नहीं, डायरेक्टली वो भगवान को देख रहा है, और हो सकता है मुख कमल को ही देखे. He is watching at Krishna's lotus face, not looking at lotus feet. And we may wonder, right, what? So we should not get confused, we should know he is very advanced. When one has developed such attachment, he can spontaneously serve the lotus feet of Krishna even without following the regulative principles. These regulative principles is not no meat-eating gambling. These regulative principles means 64 regulative principles are there, or some other recommendations. Like I told you, he may not pay obeisances. Directly वो भगवान को दर्शन. और महाप्रसाद गोविंद ने प्रार्थना बोली नहीं, डायरेक्टली प्रसाद ले लिया. बोला अरे ये क्या, हमें तो इतने एटिकेट सिखाया गया, अगर ऐसे ही तो हम भी करेंगे ना फटाफट. क्यों डिले of 2 minutes? So हमारे लिए नहीं, हमारे लिए सब rules and regulations are there. For pure devotees, he may not follow these rules and regulations. Sometimes they may not attend morning program, gurus and all. So they may come directly 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. They may get up, but they may not come for Mangalati in temple hall and all. And हम बोलेंगे अरे वो तो अच्छे से सो रहे हैं, क्या कर रहे भगवान जाने, हमें इधर लगा दिया. And they are not there. So we should not worry about all that. They are very graded. Still, I told GBCs have told GBC members and others have been told gurus that please attain from 6 o'clock at least, if possible, if the health permits. But some of them may be having very bad health, so they may not be able to come at 6 hours. So we should not misjudge them. We should know they are very advanced. They may be wherever they are and they may be thinking of the deities. And we are in front of the deities thinking of them and offending them. You understand? Where you are, where your mind is. So your mind is not in front of the deities and he is in the room but his mind is in front of the deities. Directly reciprocating. Like one Brahman was staying in one town. So every day he would come out of his house. When he would go, so there was a prostitute neighborhood. So she would see and she would think, oh, how fortunate. She would glorify also. Oh, such a glorious life you have, my dear Brahmana, and you are so fortunate. Your life is so pure. And she would condemn, oh, I am prostitute, I have to sell my body, and all that. And the Brahman also would be very, it's prostitute. He would be very angry on her. He would pass by. But every day, whenever she would see him, she would glorify. So years later, both of them became old. Time for time. So the Vishnu, he was lying on the bed, and Vishnu Dutas came like that, and they were passing by. And he said, hey, here, our door is here. They said, no, we have come for the prostitute, not for you. So what? Arey, I am Brahman, pure. I have done so many sacrifices. I have know hundreds of slokas. And how you are going? She is a low class prostitute selling her body. Arey, she is going to hell. For you should come to me. Then they saw chat. I said, no, not your name. Your name is not there only. Her name only is there. And he was wondering how come. So they told that even though she would have all those activities, even in those activities, she would think of you being so pure and so practicing God consciousness. And you, while doing yajna and other activities also, you are criticizing her. So your heart is polluted, you are unfit to go back to Godhead. And her activities through body may be impure, but she always glorified in the heart your activity. So she is fit. So she is going back to God. So you understand? Our internals matter a lot. That's where consciousness is, that's where attitude is. External, definitely, to set an example for others, and also it is conducive for our Krishna conscious practices, to attend morning program, dancing, etc. But where your mind is matters a lot. For pure devotee, he is serving Krishna's lotus feet. We don't have to worry about him. We have to worry about ourselves. When one has developed such attachment, he can spontaneously serve the lotus feet of Krishna even without following the regulated principles. This stage is called Raga Bhakti or devotional service in spontaneous love. At that stage, the devotee can follow in the footsteps of one of the eternal associates of Krishna in Vrindavan. This is called Raganuga Bhakti. Raganuga Bhakti or spontaneous devotional service can be executed in the Shantaras when one aspires to be like Krishna's cows or the stick or flute in the hand of Krishna or the flowers around Krishna's neck. In the Dasyaras, one follows in the footsteps of servants like Chitrak, Patrak or Raktak. In the friendly Sakyaras, one can become a friend like Baldev, Sridhama or Sudama. Not he will become Baldev, like them, friend. Some examples of friends of Krishna is given. In the Vatsalyaras, characterized by parental affection, one can become like Nanda Maharaj and Yashoda. And in the Madhuriras, characterized by conjugal love, one can become like Srimati Radharani or her lady friends such as Lalita and her serving maids, Manjaris like Rupa and Rati. This is the essence of all instruction in the matter of devotional service. Any question? So step by step we go. We control our urges. We are giving up unfavorable things like atyahar, prayas, prajalpa, niyamagraha, then asangal, laulyam. Then we come to the mode of goodness and we have ever increasing enthusiasm, utsaha, nishchay, confidence, dhairya, patience, tat karma pravata, whatever favorable action. Sangha tyaga, we give up association of worldly minded person. Sato vritti, we follow in the footsteps of saintly devotees. Then with the devotees we stay, and accordingly we have this Dadati Pratigranati Vilyam, 6 loving exchanges. Then among devotees we also understand that how to reciprocate with them. Kanishta Adhikari, at least in the mind. If you are Madhyam Adhikari, in the mind at least you should pay obeisances. And other Madhyam Adhikaris who are engaged in deity worship, they are actually initiated spiritual diksha. Then one may pay obeisances physically. And pure devotees association should be sought because he is free from criticizing tendency. That is fifth. And then sixth, that one should not see the faults in the pure devotee's body, apushashya dosha. In the seventh, Sat Krishna Nama Charitati Sitatya Vidya. The avidya pitta should be decreasing and one should develop taste for holy name by everyday chanting and chanting with respect. Then the ignorance, the disease of ignorance will be destroyed at the root. And then eighth one, this essence of the entire essence of all practices. Always engaged in reciting the glories in a very nice way. Sukirtananu. Very nice word is used. Very nice. And chanting nicely. So much taste is there for glorifying Krishna's name, fame, qualities, pastime. And that will lead to anusmriti. Remembrance non-stop. Ramena. Rasana manasi niyoja. Tongue is always chanting Hare Krishna. One will reside in Vrindavan and there follow in the footsteps of one Brajavasi according to his Swarupa, which Brajavasi he will choose, that will depend on his ras, whatever Shantaras, Dasaras, that Prabhupada covered towards him. This is how one should spend 24 hours of the day and whole life. This is the essence of all that hours. Any question?
And here it is written that pure devotee need not follow all the regulatory principles. So these regulatory principles consist of 64 regulatory principles given by Rupa Goswami. Or it also consists of 4 regulatory principles.
No, 4 regular principles he will follow definitely. Not that he will start eating weed, gambling and all. Never. And the 64 regulatory principles also he may follow, but he need not follow. Because all those by following one reaches raga stage, attachment to Krishna. He has already reached. He is constantly serving the lotus feet of Krishna in his mind and sometimes externally also. So for him that is not so much required. Ultimately by all these 64 regulatory principles, what do we want to achieve? Remembrance of Krishna, attachment to Krishna, serving his lotus feet non-stop. That he has already reached. So that is not so much required. But he will still do it to set an example for all of us. Yad yad acharati sreshtas tat tat eve taro janaha sayat pramanam kurute lokastad anuvartade. So for setting example he will do that. Like Prabhupada himself, once in Kumbh Mela in Allahabad, I think 72 or whatever, 71, 72 or 74. So there Prabhupada asked, found out that devotees are not attending Mangal Aarti. Prabhupada said, why? So Prabhupada is too cold in the morning because Allahabad in the Magh season or whatever that terribly cold, temperature goes quite down, taking bath, very very difficult. So when Prabhupada heard, he was annoyed. He said, what is this? Devotees should be strict in their practices. So next day morning Prabhupada would always get up, 1 o'clock only, he would be translating. So Prabhupada came out at whatever 4 o'clock or something. There was one hand pump there. Prabhupada drew water from that hand pump in the bucket and that cold water bath he took. And then devotees told each other, hey, Prabhupada is taking bath. They all came running and they saw Prabhupada taking such cold water bath. And Prabhupada was sick also that time. Still, you might have seen in your evaluation how Prabhupada is walking slowly. Yeah, he was sick. Then they all understood, we must get up in the morning. Not that it's cold weather, cold water, so we will not get up. So next day onwards everybody started getting up. So they will set an example for others, but they don't have to follow all this. Just like Madhavendra Puri lying on the bed all the time, invalid. Do you think he will not remember Krishna? He will always remember Krishna. He was chanting glories of Krishna. Ai Deena Dayadra Nath He, Mathura Nath Kadavalokya Se, Udayam Todavaloka Gataram, Daita Brahmyati Kim Karomiham. Oh Mathura Nath, like Radharani's feelings echoing. Oh Mathura Nath, you have become the master of Mathura. What about me? I am not able to get you. So my heart is palpitating in separation from you. I don't know what to do. This is a great ecstasy. Yes.
So like one more question, like Brajvasis are very exalted, but we see that some people, some Brajvasis when they go outside, so they indulge in all this breaking of regular principles. Like in college, some people they are from Mathura and Vrindavan, but they used to drink and they intoxication.
First of all, whether their generations are from Mathura or they are from somewhere else and they settled in Mathura for job, business or whatever. So Brajavasis means this, for generations they are, and they are very simple. Yeah. Sometimes likely, sometimes some of them also may get. So we can try to help them by connecting them to Prabhupada's lotus feet or giving them that. Ultimately choice is with oneself. Even with Garbhadan Sanskar in ISKCON, nice children are born. Those children who may go in wrong direction. The free will is always there with the jiva. He may misuse. For all, I heard here also some devotees passed out and sometimes. That is the case everywhere. Even I told initiated devotees give up chanting. Second initiated devotees also give up the shelter of lotus feet of spiritual master. So that choice is there with individual. That's why one has to be extremely careful. Even morning we discuss about even gurus, they have their own responsibility of maintaining their spiritual practices, not get carried away by some allurement and all that. Padam padam yati padam vach. Every step there is danger, one has to be careful. Shurasya dhara nishidha duratya durgam patasthe kavayo vadante. It is like walking on the razor's edge. One needs to be extremely vigilant and careful. Little mistake here, or like shaving with the sharp razor. One has to be extreme. How many of you got cut? If you are little new one, especially new blade you take, and you are like earlier blade, new old blade, you know, and new blade you put and you do like this. Because we are used to that, you know. बहुत दिनों से चल रहा था उसके साथ. अभी नया डाला और थोड़ा सा blood. One needs to be always careful, attentive. Vando mui savadhanamati. So extremely vigilant. Yes, somebody had hands.
Roji, like in Vedic sadhana bhakti, is it somewhat inclined to Das Charas in that university?
No. Whatever is his original position, that's what he will attain. That's what.
Like initially, we do puja, serve the deities and all. So it's like Das Charas.
No. If you know what is Brahman initiated devotee in ISKCON, he does all that, like Tulsi Arati goes on, it's all in Madhurya Bhakti. Yai nivedana dharo sakhir anugata karo. You are walking behind Lalita Devi, Chitra, Champaklata, Indulekha. समझ रहे? बहुत high level है. The same things we do in altar also. In the night we put the Lord to rest. We massage his lotus feet. We all like the gopis do. Like that, many services are there. You understand? तो यहाँ तो आपके इधर आप nobody is Brahman initiated here रहते, and you don't have deities also. इनको सुलाएंगे नहीं आप, ऐसे रहेंगे altar में. तो deities के साथ it's very high level. You cook for them, you feed them, lot of things are there. So accordingly, one's rasa will develop. One has to just follow spiritual master, simple. Then automatically he will reach yogi wherever, Madhurya rasa or wherever.
One more question that it is said you will attain the form in Goloka Vrindavan, but there can be instances like the eternal form of any person is in Vaikuntha planets or any other planet.
Generally in ISKCON, those who have come, they are followers of devotees of Krishna. Had they been from Vaikuntha or anything, then they would not come to ISKCON. Or even if they came to ISKCON, they would be just visitors. They will not take diksha from ISKCON gurus. ISKCON means all are going to Golokunda. Those who follow sincerely the guru's instruction. Otherwise, there are some devotees, like I know one brahmachari, he went to 106 Divya Desham. Every Shri Sampradaya devotee has to cover 108 Divya Deshams. In life, he covers 106. And the 7th is something like Shwetadip and 8th is Vaikuntha. जो बॉडी के बाहर निकलने के बाद ही जा सकते हैं, ये बॉडी में नहीं पहुंच सकते. तो he has already covered 106. ISKCON, earlier he was Saffron Brahmachari, initiated, second initiated. And he has covered 106. Abhi he may go to Vaikuntha. Though he has taken shelter of bona fide spiritual master in ISKCON. He is not following Guru's order. Guru never told him to cover 106. But he on his own. Anyway, afterwards he gave up ashram. Now he is in white or will get married or might have got married already. So this is not, we have to follow the Guru's instruction. No Guru in ISKCON will tell you 106 cover कर दो जो, बाकी के 2 का मैं booking कर देता. They will not even agree for your going to Vrindavan. No Guru in ISKCON will allow you to go to Vrindavan. If you have service, they will tell you. Otherwise, not. They will say be in your own place and serve the local authorities and preach there. जारे देखो तारे कहो कृष्ण उपदेश हमारा आज्ञा गुरु है. This is what all gurus will repeat, following the statement of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. और भारत भूमि धैर्य मनुष्य जन्म जा जन्म साथ करी. That's what our ISKCON gurus will say.
Here Prabhupada is telling that the Krishna conscious movement is for training the mind. Actually, mind is the main culprit. If you read Shastra, if you read Bhagavata, Bharat Maharaj says same thing, Prahlad Maharaj says same thing. So Prabhupada says that Prabhupada writes that we should beat the mind as Bhakti Siddhanta says. So what is the meaning of beating mind in modern?
Not listening. Simple. Not listening.
So
One devotee literally took his chappal and he was very heavily. ऐसा नहीं ऐसा नहीं. Others will feel compassion. अरे प्रभु मर जाओगे शायद. Actually bleeding बहुत हो सकता है. But it means not listening. He सुन ले. ये not, this is not रोमांचकम. सब बोलेंगे अरे वो प्रभु तो भाव भक्त वाले थे शायद हम सब के लिए इन्वाइट सिखाया. लेकिन वो क्या होना 8th वर्ष आ गया ना तो उनका अंदर का सब भाव जागरूक हो गया. रोने नहीं. शाम को डिनर अच्छा नहीं रहेगा तो मैं रोऊंगा. तो His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj, earlier I have seen him while giving Diksha in Kunjaveli temple. So the disciple would come, offer obeisances, Maharaj Pranati Mantra, all that. He takes up his side, sits next to Maharaj. So Maharaj would ask, so how many rounds daily? 16 rounds Maharaj. And on Ekadashi, 25 rounds Maharaj. And how many regularly? How many? And what else? Regulative principle, 4 regulative. What are they? No meditating, no gambling. और हिंदी में सब हिंदी में चल. और वो ब्लैंक हो जाते हैं. और क्या सब तो हो गया ना कवर. 16 माला, 16 राउंड्स एकादशी, 25 राउंड्स एंड 4 रेगुलेटिव. और से और मन की नहीं सुनने का. हिंदी में मन की नहीं सुनने का. Not listening to mind. That means listening to Guru. So that's what it means. Morning beating the mind 100 times with shoes and evening beating the mind 100 times with broom. Both it means, and I say sometimes, and in between beating the mind millions of times continuously with whatever you get in the hand. This is my addition. This is my addition to Bhakti Siddhanta statement. Knowing the heart of Bhakti Siddhanta, that's what I add in. If you don't believe in my words, after you go to Golokunda, you can ask नयन मंजरी. आपने ऐसा बोला था, सुंदर श्याम दास ने ऐसा भी बोला था, तो सही है क्या? बोलेंगे हाँ. अगर नहीं सही तो तुम ही बीट करते. So basically not listening. Mind is crazy. We'll say so many things. Not listening. We should listen Guru only. Guru मुख पद्य पद्मा चित्तित कोरी ऐक्य आरणा कोरी हो मने आशा. और कुछ आशा नहीं करनी. Yes. Hare Krishna.
Like in the story of Bob Kumar, so like he goes to Vaikuntha and then ultimately go to Vrindavan. And I heard in lectures also, if somebody's eternal position is Vaikuntha, then he can upgrade it to Golok Vrindavan, like that also. So how that is like, you know, one is Sri Shampurai, so why he is coming to ISKCON. So those who are coming to ISKCON, they are from Golok Vrindavan. So how we can say that statement? They may be from the eternal position, maybe in Vaikuntha or wherever, but now.
So whatever. Let them go to Vaikuntha. I don't have any objection. If somebody wants to go to Vaikuntha, I will not stop him.
I'm just asking, like they can upgrade, no? Like
That I don't know. I am aiming for Golok Vrindavan. आप अगर वैकुंठ जाके फिर वहाँ से अपग्रेडिंग के लिए आपके फॉर्म भरने वाले होंगे तो
वहाँ से नहीं थ्रू, यहाँ से मतलब पहले
यहाँ से।
internally
ब्रेक जर्नी वाया वैकुंठ।
वैकुंठ में थे पहले।
अच्छा, अभी आ गए यहाँ।
यहाँ पे आ गए भगवान को भूल के। Now we came to scam
अभी दो लोग के लिए जा रहे हैं, ठीक है, मुझे कुछ ऑब्जेक्शन है, तो मैं क्या वहाँ का मैनेजर भी हो क्या, ये कहाँ से आ गया, कुछ प्रसाद का बिल भी नहीं दे रहा है, तो कुछ प्रॉब्लम तो है नहीं बोलो कुछ, है कि नहीं? Yes, any other?
Hare Krishna Guruji.
Hare Krishna.
Initially, like in this new stage,
New stage.
neophyte stage,
Neophyte stage.
like we have material desires and we wanted to achieve it. And at the same time, means we have heard that like whatever bhakti we do, like it will not vanish, it will start from here. How we should actually feel that there is urgency and emergency to practice Krishna consciousness?
For that you have to hear continuously from pure devotees. Pure devotees' speech is loaded with emergency. He is not slack. His heart is continuously vibrating for Krishna, love for Krishna. So that comes out of his speech. Just like they say, face is the index of the mind. Similarly, the speech also reveals what's going on in the heart. So pure devotee has such emergency feeling. So when he speaks, you can clearly see that. How he is running on the path back home, back to Godhead. Full speed से जा रहे हो. For that you have to hear it.
Guruji, like when one breaks one of the regulatory principles, then his seed of bhakti get destroyed.
Regulatory devotional, he breaks one of the regulatory principles.
For regulatory.
Immediately. No, it did not destroy it, but it is, he is forgetting Krishna, no? His progress is slowed down. Afterward, if it was unpremeditated fall down, he broke something up, Krishna will forgive him. He will again be situated. Shipram hi bhavati dharmatma.
Like one of the lecture I heard that if after coming to ISKCON or becomes devotee and continuously watching pornography, then his like millions of worth of bhakti get destroyed.
It's from, I don't want to not ask who said so and where is it, where is the, what you call, proof for this in the scriptures. This verse you understood, apicheta sudurachara. Is it clear or not what Krishna is saying? He is continuously doing his unearthized, he should take shelter basically. That is one's own responsibility. If one is continuously falling prey to something like that, pornography or something, he should know I am weak, I am not able to come out of it, I am getting stuck further. So I need somebody powerful who will take me out. So he should seek shelter and then he will continue. Whatever is done is done. For that time he is forgetting Krishna, which is not the goal of life. The goal is to always remember Krishna. Instead of watching pornography, if he was without it, he would have engaged in some Krishna conscious activity. And that way he would have remembered Krishna. So he is wasting his human time, human birth time. He is delaying his going back to Godhead. And certainly mind will be contaminated, seeing man, woman, naked forms, embracing, etc. So then during chanting and also, he will not remember Krishna. Those wrong thoughts, means that what is gone inside, contaminated mind. Bali na haile man, nahi Krishna rasmaran. So not only while watching pornography, his time is wasted. Afterwards also, without watching what is already watched, that contaminated mind will not allow him to further progress. So he is on a deadly road. So he should take help of someone. And as far as his sins are all concerned, when he chants next time, that's all eradicated. But if he is doing that, thinking that if I watch, no problem, whatever sin occurs, anyway tomorrow I will chant. So then it is seventh offense. That will be again a problem. Understand?
So like it protects like neha to big ramanasti like that.
Yes. As far as I understand, it will not destroy his bhakti. but it will slow him down. And further, bhakti also is performing. He is grossly is performing, but the mind is contaminated. So he is thinking of that thing. That dhyayato vishyan pumsa, sangaste shubha. He will fall down in the material pool, but the bhakti will remain intact. Whenever he starts next, he can start from there. But Vaishnava Aparadh he commits, he can go down. That's why Vaishnava Aparadh is more dangerous than sins. And Krishna's mercy, Krishna takes him out of association, one who commits offense. Outside he goes, he commits sins, no problem. Krishna allows him to commit sin, but does not allow him to further commit offenses to devotees. That is Krishna's mercy upon him. Because here he is going down like anything in bhakti. There it is just temporarily blocked.
In that offense, that verse is not online.
Which verse? No, that is there. No, bhakti is intact. But he is not accessing, he is not progressing further. Because he went into sinful life. Like Ajami. In fact, Ajami's original lifespan was 100 years. But because he was engaged in very heavy sinful activities, his lifespan decreased to 88 years. And that's how the Yamadutas came. But as soon as he, because he chanted again Hare Krishna Mantra, Narayan name, so again his life became free from sin. And he got original lifespan of 100 years. 12 years, that was not like exactly extension or something. That was original life of Ajami. But because of sins, it had reduced to 88 and Yamadutas came. According to their calculation. But they did not know the calculation of chanting the holy name of the Lord. What is the power? Which Vishnudutas explained to him. When they went, then naturally 12 more years were remaining. Yes.
When we are chanting holy, so that means we are trying to chant. So that means how to, that is our mind, either our mind is wandering or either we are sleeping. So how to overcome that or how to go beyond that stage? How to
Nectar prayeshu abhadreshu. Every day reading Prabhupada's books at least 1 to 2 hours. We got two types of Bhagavad, Grantha Bhagavad and Vyakti Bhagavad, hearing from pure devotee, spiritual master. This is compulsory. Ideally 24 hours. You should either be reading Prabhupada's books or following, hearing pure devotee, spiritual master. That is best. Constant hearing, as Prabhupada said. Yes. Any other? Should we end? And if you have no question, anyway, but I'm just asking. Okay? श्री उपदेशामृत की जय, श्री रूप गोस्वामी पाद की जय, श्री प्रभुपाद की जय, समवेत गौर भक्तवृंद की जय, निताई गौर प्रेमानंदे. I just wanted to make announcement about this book. How many of you have